Hello, Cindy. This is Hjalte. Um, Today I'm gonna talk about brakes. We're gonna disassemble and we're gonna look on each part and I will describe as good as I can all the details I know about brakes. Um, I found this car down in the workshop. It's a Ford Fiesta, and this is the car we're gonna work on. So to lift it up, we will need a lift, and we have this panel here. We can choose from going up or down. We're going up, so I'm gonna push the button, and now we're going up. And here we have the wheel. As you can see, we have four nuts here. We need them off, so we are able to take the wheel off. Then we will need some tools for that. So if we have a look here in the tool cabin, we have some compass spanners, extensions, a ratchet set, hammers and screwdrivers and sockets. There's a lot of good stuff here, but right now we're gonna need an impact wrench and this hose laying down here because we will need some air in order to get the impact wrench to run. Here we have the impact wrench. I've hooked it up on the hose. I'm gonna connect it to uh, the compressed air applier, and basically what it does is that it runs compressed air through this hose and to the wrench, and when I activate it, then the air will come through and make it run. There's small wheels in the tool that will make it go forwards or backwards. We will also need a socket. We need that fitted on the impact wrench. So yeah, and here we have the impact wrench on the wheel. There are two options. You can push the button to go forwards or backwards. I've pushed the button because we need to go backwards now. We need the nuts off. So now I'm pushing the button and we're taking the um, the nuts out. And here is a picture of when we have the wheels off. This brake is called a drum brake. It's usually fitted uh, on the back of the car. I'm sorry, on the rear of the vehicle, and it can also be fitted in front. Some old American cars they got drum brakes all over on all four wheels. Um, I have not there. I don't have a picture of what's inside, but what's basically inside is there goes um, two components here and one here. These are the what you call a drum brake. Um, they push together when when there's force applied, and they go in and block the rotations, so the wheel will stop. That's basically that's basically what it does. And here's a picture of the brake line. Um, Through the brake line, there there comes hydraulic, and what that means is that fluid gets pushed and is used as a force. In this case, we use it for braking. Um, what comes through here are brake fluid, and it goes through and over, and then used as a force. Hydraulics. Here is the bleeding valve. In order to bleed the brakes, you will need to loosen this nut, and We will need a compass spanner for that. Actually, we're gonna use this one. This is the right size, the 11 millimeter. I don't know why I picked this one. Never mind. And here we have it, fitted on the nut, and then we can open and close it as we want and bleed the brakes. Yeah. Now let's look on the on the front wheels. I've also taken the wheels off here. As you can see, now we only have the disc brake and the caliper. Here you can see the caliper, and here you can see a spring, which brings some stability. And here we have the brake pads, which goes onto the disc brake. And we have the brake line here. Yeah. Here's from another angle. I don't know if you can see it here, but here you can actually, the metal thing here, here you can actually see the cylinder. And what the cylinder does is when it gets hydraulic pump, the brake fluid goes through here. It will press the cylinder forward. So when we press on the pedal, there will come force through here, and the cylinder will apply to the brake pads, and the brake pads will push into the disc and then bringing the vehicle to a stop. Here's a closer look on the cylinder. Here are the brake pads. These are the black ones. Here's the disc. Here's another brake pad, and here's the cylinder. And this is a rubber ring, and this is a very, very important thing, because in order to get the cylinder back, this one is the one who actually make it happen. Without this one, you wouldn't be able to get the cylinder back, and then it will just be stuck right here between the pads and the disc. Yeah, here's the brake line, and as I told earlier, it comes hydraulic fluid, brake fluid, I'm sorry, through here. Yeah. Well, let's head down with the car. Of course, we have fitted the wheels here, but we need to tighten it up. It shouldn't be tightened too much, and it shouldn't be loose. If it's loose, then we'll lose the wheels, and if it's too tightened, then we will have a big trouble with getting them off again, and we will also maybe have a big problem with the nuts breaking or something. So now we got the wheel down again, and for tightening it properly, we will need a torque wrench. Here's the torque wrench. This is a scale called Newton meter. 120 Newton meter. That is for normal vehicles, like a Ford Fiesta in that size. For vans or bigger vehicles, you will need a lot more force. But for a normal little car like this, then 120 Newton meter is fine. So I've set it to here. It's also called 12 kilos. It's just another way of saying 120 Newton meter. It's just another way to say it. I'm gonna fit a socket on it, which fits the wheel. Then you place it on the wheel and you tighten it up. You will always go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if you tighten here and you tighten here, then you maybe loosen up here when you tighten here. So it must go in order to get the right, the perfect, I would say perfect, tighten. So And I have a little extra picture here of where you apply your brake fluid. This is the container. Here you can see the brake lines. They start here and go out to each wheel. And behind here we have something called the brake enforcer, which helps us braking. It gives us a lot more force. In older cars without this, it's worse at braking and it takes longer time. This one makes us able to brake very effectively. So yeah, here's a closer look. It's another brake line. And yeah, that's basically all I got for you. Thank you.